Good morning. Today is February 14th, 2024, and today I'm going to be unboxing the Timex Metropolitan Chronograph. Now, this watch right here is definitely not a purchase that I intended to be making at this time, but I love wearing my Timex Marlin, my 38mm Brooks Brothers Timex Marlin, so much that now I wear watches on a regular basis. And I purchased this one off of the Timex website, and this one right here is one that I took a long time to decide to get. I looked through their whole website, but mainly I wanted to get a new watch to use for my day job, and this right here is the selection that I have made. So here we go. I'm gonna try and pull this out as carefully as possible. There we go. Alright. Just gonna remove that right there. Alright, we are in business here. So this right here is the box. I will say, for a company that makes supposedly budget style watches, Timex really does a great job with their presentation, and I am about to go ahead and start pulling this out of the box. This watch right here, as I was saying before, is intended to help me out with my day job. That is specifically why I chose the Chronograph model. They do sell different sizes of this watch, and there are non-chronograph options available, but particularly this one right here is the one that I really needed, and it is my first ever chronograph watch. The model number for this watch is TW2Y23500, and it has a case diameter of 41 millimeters. So here we go. The box is now open, and we can see the foam protective wrapping right here. Nice detail that they have all around the edges. Let's see if there's one on the top. Yes, it's has the Timex logo all the way around. I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling this foam protection right off of the top of the watch, making sure to be extremely careful. And there is the watch right there. I'm going to go ahead and start putting this off to the side. Alright, so I'll be careful. Here is the watch in its pillow. As I pull it out, I really appreciate how it already comes wrapped in plastic, even though it does have the foam protective layer. The Timex Marlin was not wrapped in plastic when I bought that one, but that's alright. But it'd be nice if they did that for every watch. Here is the documentation for the basic general information of care and basic regulatory information. We'll put the box off to the side right here. Okay, so here is the watch. It comes with pre-installed a brown leather strap, which is 20 millimeters. So this watch is compatible with 20mm straps. I'm gonna go ahead and start attempting to take this off of its pillow. And it also does have this wonderful, wonderful, what Timex calls a deployment clasp. The deployment clasp is supposed to be very, very helpful when it comes to donning the watch, when it comes to suiting up in the morning. It is something that is designed to actually protect the longevity and the lifespan of your leather strap. So here we go. Here is the Timex Metropolitan. Here's a little tag that they put on here. Yes, that is the model number information, and a little strap that says Timex. It's the little things like that that really make us feel like it is a premium product. And we're gonna go ahead and start pulling it right off of the pillow. There we go. We'll set that off to the side. And there is our watch. So these videos, I really do intend for you to be able to enjoy this and to be able to, you know, have a good, nice cup of coffee or tea or whatever beverage you may find to be the most relaxing and enjoyable for you. So we'll sit back, relax, and enjoy this unboxing, and we will be patient and enjoy the process of opening up the watch here. I'm just attempting to be careful. I do want to keep everything as mint as possible, as I am a collector of special items of my life. Just want to be as careful as possible. I have never owned a deployment clasp or a chronograph before, so I think if I just, there we go. Just go ahead and start to disengage the deployment clasp. And we do have to adjust that. We'll do that later on. There it is. So as you can see, this does move, and it is meant to be set into something that is set to the size of your wrist. And I will definitely demo it and show you guys a good demonstration of how this functions. We'll continue to try to set this watch up. So I will now be starting a watch collection. I am already looking into seeing what kind of watch box I want to buy. There are many options. I figured I'd be patient. So far I haven't really found one that meets my needs all the way, but this right here is the first watch that I would say that I'm buying for definitely rugged and operation purposes. So this is definitely not a piece for just leisure wearing or dressing, even though it is very, very nice. This is definitely intended to be a tool right here. So as you can see, here is the deployment clasp, and this leather strap is very, very nice. I'll definitely keep it around. I am going to be replacing the watch's strap here. In a second we will demonstrate that process and how I do it, because I have a certain way of doing it. And this right here is the way that it would look. So as you can see right here, it is a very handsome looking watch right here. And the deployment clasp is fresh, so it is very stubborn. I've disengaged it. There we go. So yeah, there you go. There you see, engaged, disengaged. Engaged, disengaged. So there we go. That is our deployment strap and clasp. And this deployment strap is actually also designed to be more compatible with this deployment clasp. I will definitely point out the differences, but the main difference between this strap and any other normal strap is it doesn't have the cutout for a regular buckle. So the buckle's arm, it does not have a cutout for that because it is meant to be used for a deployment strap. But straps that do have a buckle arm cutout are also compatible with the deployment strap, so that should not be a problem. We're gonna go ahead and start taking the plastic off here. It's quite tough. Struggling a little bit here. Almost there. And we are off. There we go. And I can see that the back, the part that says Timex right here, wonderful, wonderful backplate right here. Very beautiful decoration on the back on the part of Timex. It does have a plastic film over it. I'm not going to remove that right now. I'm going to keep that on the watch as we start to set it up, but as you can see, it's very beautiful on the back. It says Waterbury with its wonderful serial number and its water rating right there. As you can see, beautiful. Oh my goodness, I'd love to really take care of this watch. I'm gonna make sure to really take care of it. The polish on it is absolutely phenomenal. Now that I've taken the plastic wrapping off of it. And this is stainless steel. This is a stainless steel watch. It is quartz, meaning it is battery operated. And it does have a Seiko quartz movement. So the movement inside of it was designed by Seiko and designed and engineered by Timex. Here are the buttons. The crown, as you can see, has a wonderful Waterbury logo on it. It's got that stamp right there, which is a really impressive detail. I think I paid a little over $200 for this watch. I think around $214 and some cents. And I am the first owner, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and start demoing the chronograph here. This is the activation switch, and the bottom one is the reset. So as you can see, this is the crown right here, and it does not have a second hand. This does not have an active second hand. So this is how you start the chronograph. Running chronograph has been activated, and then you would just simply push the same activation switch to stop the chronograph. And then the bottom one is to reset it. So there we go. And there is a way to readjust the alignment of the top. Right now it's not very aligned, but as you can see, that's the chronograph hand. It's not aligned. I'll align that later. And the deployment clasp is also wrapped in plastic, which I really appreciate. It protects the watch from getting scratches during transit. So wonderful back decoration it has right there. I absolutely love this decorative engraving, embossing that they put on the back of it. And there she is. So we're gonna go ahead and start working our way towards replacing the watch strap. So here is a black leather strap that I have ordered off of the Timex website. It is a Timex strap. It's Timex branded. There we go. and this one is black. So essentially, I need this watch for my day job. I very much need to be aware constantly of rehearsal times, call times, things like that for my day job. I do work in the industry for entertainment in New York City, and I need to be tracking, call times and times that are very specific towards running shows, towards running performances. I'm going to go ahead and start taking off the brown strap, and you have to be very careful. It's one and go so we don't scratch our lugs. There we go. These are easy clips, easy removal clips right here for the straps. Careful right there, making sure not to touch the ends because they are made of metal. And our main watch is free. So our watch head right here has now been freed from the strap. There we go. Wonderful, wonderful piece here. I'm going to set that down, and we're going to start working on installing our strap. So the first part is going to be the easy part, but we do have some things that we use. We're going to use this tape right here. I'll show you guys exactly how I like to do it. So I like to protect the ends of the inside of the lugs here to make sure that I don't scratch any part of the watch on installing these straps right here. I'm gonna put one right here on the other side as well. And usually I try to find like a nice, hard, solid, sharp piece of plastic because it can't scratch stainless steel. This is just the end of a credit card that I've cut out with a sharp end right here with a pointy end, and I like to cut into to show you here. As you can see right there, that is the insert, the little crevice, the concave point where the strap's lugs have to go into. That is where the secure point is. And now that we have the masking tape over the watch's lugs, there is absolutely no way that we can scratch the finish of it. I'm very much into collecting these things, so I love being careful because I want to make sure that this watch lasts and is in best condition as possible. We're going to try to keep it mint. And this is the easy part right here, but there we go. I'm going to do a little test, jiggle it a little bit. Perfect. The bottom strap has now been safely installed, and this right here is the easy part. The next part is going to be a bit of an absolute nightmare here in a little bit, but it is definitely the more complicated and longer part of the process. Okay, we'll set that off to the side. And we'll now begin to disassemble the deployment strap here. So this is a little complicated, and this is actually a very special time because I've never done this before, and this is the first time doing it, and I'm doing it on camera here. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and start disassembling this. That right there is the little spring-loaded bar. Our spring-loaded bar, we removed it, and the deployment clasp is now free. And here is the top strap. This is the top strap. Now, the strap with the buckle always goes on the top, traditionally on a watch. The one with the buckle goes on the top. Alright. And with this, I also do like to be careful. Even though I'm not going to be using this buckle, I definitely want to be careful for contingency reasons. Who knows, I might use it for something. I like to use a piece of floss. I wrap it around the end of the spring bar. That is actually the official name for it. It's called the spring bar. It's the little bar I just removed. and we wrap it around the end and pull down. I'll show you how I do that here in a second. And again, we do this to not damage the leather strap, to make sure we're not scratching the finish of the clasp and the buckles and all that wonderful, wonderful things that we have to do to make sure that we don't damage it. We wrap it around and we pull down. We pull down. There we go. And the buckle shroud has now been released. And then now we're gonna just, you can see right here, scratch free. Now we pull out the spring bar that goes on the inside of the arm. You can just go ahead and get rid of the floss. We pull out the spring bar here, and then the arm comes right off. So there we go. Oh boy, I am relieved. Alright, so disassembly has been successful. Here we go. And then now it is time to go ahead and start reinstalling our deployment clasp on the new top strap. Here we go. Okay. So this is also going to be a little bit nerve-inducing, but we're going to do our best to stay calm. The main issue for me is that I don't want to scratch anything. Okay, here we go. I'm just inspecting it here. There is a way that it goes. It does not fold backwards. As you can see, it does have an end point there. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, that is going to go in there. Right there. Okay. So the bar goes through here. As you can see, the arm cutout for the original buckle arm will just be empty. It just won't be used. And that's okay, there should be no problem with that. And then we're gonna cover this up with masking tape as well to make sure that we don't scratch the ends. Okay, here we go. I've now covered it in masking tape. We are now ready to make our maneuver here. Okay, spring bar installed. A little nervous here. Here we go. Alright, so now as we are trying to be very, very careful. There we go. Okay, I'm pushing it down with my fingernail a little bit. Alright, so we have now installed it. It did take a little bit to install, so now we're going to go ahead and start taking the tape off. Here we go. Sometimes it does take a while to make sure that this is all removed in a clean manner. All right. So we now have our deployment clasp perfectly installed, and we're going to make sure to go ahead and start wrapping the other side in tape again because we want to make sure that we don't scratch it. It's now time to install the top strap to the watch here. Okay, we're just gonna get some tape here to put around the lugs. We're gonna make sure that everything is wrapped. I will say I'm very excited for this watch. It is my first watch that I'm going to be using, like I said, as a tool watch. And our venue is black. It's very, very regal, so that is why I'm replacing it. I want the watch to definitely match the upholstery of our performance venue, so that's why it's black right here. Couches are black, upholstery's black, watch should be black, my pants are black, my outfit is black, my jacket is black, so the watch should be black leather and chrome. Black and chrome seem to go really well together. And I love that it says on the back, it says Timex, engineered by Timex since 1854. And Timex is actually a very, very old watchmaker. And though they are not considered a luxury watchmaker, they are very, very good at making things. So I have now installed the bottom side and the top side of the watch. As nervous as that made me, the process has now been successful. We have successfully made our maneuver for that. There we go. Alright, so we are in business here. Okay. That was an absolute job right there. Good job, good job. Gonna go ahead and start unlocking it, and I'm gonna go ahead and adjust here, taking the plastic right off of it. There we are. That looks absolutely gorgeous. The polish on this stainless steel is gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this in. The only problem that we do have in this install, compatibility wise, is that the strap that I bought is 20 millimeters from top to bottom, and the clasp is actually designed to taper. So it does taper. I think it goes from 20 down to 18, so I am gonna have to fold it a little bit. Yeah, I knew it was gonna give me some fuss here. Gonna just fold it a little bit, should go right in. Oh boy. Let's pray that this goes in. It's very tight, but again, all of these components are brand new. They're very fresh, so the tolerances are very tight. Alright, here we go. And then we're just going to be careful. I've put in the little latch. There's like a little latch, and this is supposed to be something that you set and that you don't adjust that every day. Alright, so we're locked in right now. Clasp is secured. I'm gonna try to stick it in here. And again, this setup is designed to prolong the longevity of your leather strap. And there we go. There is our wonderful, beautiful new adjusted watch. So there we go. All right. I will say that I am already in love. I haven't even worn it yet. I am going to put in some clips of me using the watch and wearing it outside. We're going to run some tests, and I'm going to demo the chronograph. But here we go. This is the watch. It is finished. Our install is done. And there we go. I'm going to take some of this plastic off right here. That Timex embossing right there is absolutely gorgeous. And there we go. Here in a second, I'll adjust that chronograph hand. And there we go. I'm super excited to be wearing this watch, and I am very, very excited to add it to my collection. We're going to give it a little bit of a wipe, here with this microfiber cloth that I got. And there we go, there is our Timex Metropolitan with our black leather strap and our chrome stainless steel finish. The lugs do have a nice... I'm having a hard time remembering what it's called. Satin? I believe it's called satin, or brushed, rather. Brushed finish. So it's not completely chrome on the lugs, the edge of the lugs there. It's not completely shiny. It does have those really, really nice brushed finishes right there. And there's the chronograph running right there, and making sure to do a little bit of a test. And it is functioning properly. The one thing about this watch that I don't particularly like is that the back plate is not screw on. There's no way to remove the back plate other than pressure. So I did look into it, and Seiko does sell a tool to remove that without scratching the case, but it is a $200 piece of equipment, something that I'm not gonna look to purchase until this watch actually starts showing signs of running out of battery. But it does have a fresh battery, so we're not going to worry about that right now. And there we go, there is our Timex Metropolitan. Thank you very much for watching my unboxing of the Timex Metropolitan. Please leave a like if you enjoyed our unboxing today, and I will probably be doing more unboxings of watches. Alright everybody, have a great morning. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And remember to relax, take life one step at a time, and remember to enjoy the journey every day, guys, as I enjoyed the journey of unboxing this watch. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you guys have a good one. Goodbye.